Utah, a land of stark beauty, of towering sandstone cliffs and deep, winding canyons. This is a place where the landscape tells a story, etched in the very rock formations that rise majestically from the earth. The sheer scale of these cliffs, their rugged surfaces carved by millennia of wind and water, speaks to the timelessness of this land. Here, nature's artistry is on full display, a testament to the power and patience of geological forces. Sunlight paints the rocks in hues of gold and crimson, but shadows linger in the depths. These shadows are not just the absence of light, they are the keepers of secrets, the guardians of stories untold. As the sun moves across the sky, the play of light and shadow creates a dynamic, ever-changing tapestry on the canyon walls. Each crevice and overhang holds a mystery, a piece of the past waiting to be discovered. The air, dry and crisp, carries the whispers of ancient stories, tales of both wonder and warning. The wind, a constant companion in this arid landscape, seems to speak in a language all its own. It tells of the people who once walked these paths, of their hopes and fears, their triumphs and tragedies. The very ground beneath our feet is a repository of history, a silent witness to the passage of time. It is a land that beckons adventurers, but beneath its breathtaking facade lies a sense of mystery, a hint of something unknown. The allure of Zion National Park is undeniable, drawing visitors from around the world. Yet for all its beauty, there is an undercurrent of danger, a reminder that this is a place where nature reigns supreme. The trails, while well-trodden, can lead to unexpected places, and the landscape, while stunning, can be unforgiving. Zion National Park, with its emerald pools and soaring red cliffs, embodies this duality. The pools, with their crystal-clear waters, offer a moment of respite, a chance to cool off and reflect. The cliffs, towering above, remind us of our own insignificance in the face of such grandeur. This is a place where opposites coexist, where beauty and danger are two sides of the same coin. Its beauty is undeniable, yet there's an undeniable sense of isolation, of vastness that can swallow a person whole. The sheer scale of the park can be overwhelming, a reminder of how small we are in the grand scheme of things. For those who venture off the beaten path, the sense of solitude can be both exhilarating and terrifying. It is in these moments of isolation that one truly feels the power of the wilderness. The park has seen its share of disappearances over the years, stories whispered around campfires, tales that send shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned hikers. These stories, often passed down through generations, add to the mystique of the place. They speak of hikers who set out on what seemed like a simple trek, only to vanish without a trace. The reasons for these disappearances remain a mystery, adding to the park's enigmatic allure. These stories, passed down through generations, speak of a land that can both enchant and consume. They are a reminder that while the park offers incredible beauty and adventure, it also demands respect. The landscape, with its rugged terrain and unpredictable weather, can be as dangerous as it is beautiful. Those who venture into its depths must be prepared for the unexpected, for the park has a way of testing even the most experienced adventurers. They tell of hikers who wandered off the trail, vanishing without a trace, their fates forever entwined with the mysteries of the canyon. These tales serve as a cautionary reminder of the importance of staying on marked paths and being aware of one's surroundings. The park's beauty can be distracting, leading even the most cautious hikers to take risks they might not otherwise consider. In this land of shadows and secrets, it is easy to lose one's way. In the heart of this breathtaking wilderness, beauty and danger coexist, a reminder that nature's embrace can be both alluring and unforgiving. The park's landscapes, with their dramatic contrasts, serve as a metaphor for the duality of life itself. Here, moments of serene beauty can quickly give way to peril, and the line between the two is often razor-thin. It is this delicate balance that makes Zion National Park such a compelling and unforgettable destination. And it was here, in this land of shadows and secrets, that Taylor Smith's story would begin, and seemingly end. Taylor, like many before, was drawn to the park by its beauty and promise of adventure. But as the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the search for Taylor became a story of its own, a tale of hope and despair, of determination and heartbreak. The canyon, with its many secrets, held its breath, waiting to reveal the fate of yet another soul who had ventured into its depths. Taylor Smith was a young woman who found solace in the solitude of nature. From a young age, she was always drawn to the outdoors, finding peace and tranquility in the natural world. Her love for nature was more than just a passing interest. It was a deep-seated passion that shaped her life and her choices. She often said that the wilderness was where she felt most herself, free from the constraints and pressures of modern life. With a backpack slung over her shoulder and hiking boots laced tight, Taylor would set off on long hikes, sometimes lasting days. She meticulously planned her routes, ensuring she had everything she needed for her adventures. Her backpack was her lifeline, filled with essentials like a first aid kit, a map, a compass, and enough food and water to last her journey. Each item had its place, and she knew exactly where to find it when needed. She felt most at home amidst towering trees and winding trails. The forest was her sanctuary, a place where she could lose herself in the beauty of the natural world. The sound of leaves rustling in the wind, the sight of sunlight filtering through the canopy, and the smell of pine needles underfoot were all part of the experience that she cherished. Each hike was a new adventure, a chance to explore and discover the wonders of the wilderness. The outdoors wasn't just a hobby for Taylor, it was her sanctuary, a place where she could escape the noise of everyday life and reconnect with herself. She often spoke about the sense of peace she felt when she was surrounded by nature, away from the hustle and bustle of the city. It was in these moments of solitude that she felt most alive, most connected to the world around her, a place where she could escape the noise of everyday life and reconnect with herself. Taylor found that the quiet of the wilderness allowed her to reflect on her life, her goals, and her dreams. It was a time for introspection and self-discovery, a chance to clear her mind and find clarity in the midst of nature's beauty. She believed that the answers to life's questions could often be found in the stillness of the forest. Taylor Smith. The vastness of the canyons, the sheer scale of the landscape was both humbling and inspiring. She loved the feeling of being a small part of something much larger, a tiny speck in the grand tapestry of nature. The canyons, with their towering walls and deep crevices, were a testament to the power and beauty of the natural world. They were a reminder of the Earth's ancient history and the forces that had shaped it over millennia. The challenge of the trails, the physical exertion required to navigate them, was something Taylor relished. She enjoyed pushing her limits, testing her endurance, and overcoming obstacles. Each step was a triumph, a testament to her strength and determination. The trails were not just paths through the wilderness, they were journeys of self-discovery and personal growth. Every hike was a new challenge, a new opportunity to prove to herself what she was capable of. The solitude of the wilderness, it all called to me. Taylor often spoke about the sense of freedom she felt when she was alone in nature. There was a purity to the experience, a sense of being completely present in the moment. The distractions of everyday life fell away, leaving only the beauty of the natural world and the rhythm of her own footsteps. It was in these moments of solitude that she felt most connected to herself and to the world around her. I felt most alive when surrounded by the raw, untamed beauty of the natural world. The mountains, the forests, the rivers, and the valleys were all part of the landscape that Taylor loved. Each vista was a new discovery, a new source of inspiration. She often took photographs of the places she visited, capturing the beauty of the natural world to share with others. Her photos were a testament to her love of nature and her desire to preserve its beauty for future generations. On May 15, 2018, Taylor set out on a solo hike in Zion National Park. It was a trip she had been planning for months, a chance to explore one of her favorite places. She had researched the trails, packed her gear, and prepared herself for the adventure ahead. The anticipation of the hike filled her with excitement and a sense of purpose. She was ready to immerse herself in the beauty of Zion and to experience the park in a way she never had before. It was a bright, clear day, the sun casting long shadows across the canyon floor. The weather was perfect for hiking, with clear skies and a gentle breeze. Taylor felt a sense of exhilaration as she set off on the trail, the sun warming her back, and the promise of adventure ahead. The landscape was breathtaking, with towering cliffs, deep canyons, and a palette of colors that seemed to change with the light. It was a day that promised to be filled with wonder and discovery. She was an experienced hiker, familiar with the trails and well prepared for a day exploring the wilderness. Taylor had spent years honing her skills, learning how to navigate the terrain, read maps, and use a compass. She knew how to stay safe in the wilderness, how to find her way, and how to handle any challenges that might arise. Her experience gave her confidence, and she approached each hike with a sense of readiness and anticipation. She had her map, her compass, plenty of water, and a heart full of anticipation for a day of solitude and adventure. Each item in her pack was carefully chosen, each piece of gear essential for her journey. She knew that being prepared was key to a successful hike, and she took pride in her ability to plan and execute her trips. The anticipation of the hike filled her with excitement, and she couldn't wait to set off on the trail. Taylor Smith Zion, here I come. Her enthusiasm was infectious, and she often shared her love of hiking with friends and family. She believed that everyone should experience the beauty of nature and the joy of exploring the wilderness. Her excitement was palpable as she set off on the trail, ready to embrace the adventure that lay ahead. She sent a final text to her sister, letting her know she was about to start her hike. It was a routine she always followed, ensuring that someone knew where she was and what her plans were. The text was a simple message, but it was a way of staying connected to her loved ones, even when she was miles away in the wilderness. A photo of the trailhead bathed in morning sunlight. The image captured the beauty of the start of her journey, the promise of the day ahead. It was a moment of calm before the adventure began, a snapshot of the serenity and beauty of the natural world. It was the last anyone heard from her. Taylor's disappearance was a mystery, a heartbreaking end to a journey that had begun with so much promise. Her love of nature, her spirit of adventure, and her passion for the wilderness were remembered by all who knew her. She was a free spirit drawn to the wild, and her legacy lived on in the hearts of those who loved her. As evening descended and the shadows grew longer in Zion Canyon, a sense of unease began to settle. The once vibrant hues of the canyon walls turned into ominous silhouettes, casting an eerie glow that seemed to whisper secrets of the past. The air grew colder, and the chirping of crickets was the only sound breaking the heavy silence. Taylor Smith, who was supposed to have returned from her hike hours ago, was nowhere to be found. She had set out early in the morning, full of energy and excitement, eager to explore the rugged beauty of Zion. Her friends and family had expected her back by mid-afternoon, but as the hours ticked by, their concern grew. Her car sat alone in the parking lot, a silent sentinel in the fading light. It was a stark reminder of her absence, a beacon of worry for those who knew her. The vehicle, once a symbol of adventure and freedom, now stood as a monument to uncertainty and fear. Park ranger concern quickly escalated into alarm. The rangers knew the dangers that lurked in the vast wilderness. They had seen hikers lose their way, fall into hidden crevices, or succumb to the elements. Time was of the essence, and every minute that passed without news of Taylor increased the urgency of the situation. We were notified, and a search and rescue operation was swiftly put into motion. The call went out to volunteers and professionals alike, drawing in a diverse group of individuals united by a common goal: to find Taylor and bring her back safely. The community rallied together, their collective determination a powerful force against the encroaching darkness. Teams of volunteers and professionals combed the trails, their headlamps cutting through the darkness, their voices calling out Taylor's name. The searchers moved methodically, their eyes scanning every rock and crevice, their ears straining for any sound that might indicate her presence. The night was long and grueling, but they pressed on, driven by hope and determination. The silence of the canyon only amplified our growing dread. Days turned into nights. The once familiar trails became labyrinths of uncertainty, each twist and turn a potential clue or a dead end. The vastness of the canyon, which had once been a source of awe, now felt like an insurmountable obstacle. The search continued, expanding outward from the trail Taylor was last seen on. Every possible route was explored, every potential hiding spot examined. The searchers left no stone unturned, their determination unwavering despite the mounting challenges. The terrain was rugged and unforgiving, but they pressed on, driven by the hope of finding Taylor. Search dogs were brought in, their keen noses sniffing at the dry earth, attempting to pick up Taylor's scent. The handlers worked closely with their canine partners, guiding them through the rough terrain. The dogs, trained for such missions, moved with purpose and precision, their senses finely tuned to detect even the faintest trace of human presence. Helicopters buzzed overhead, their searchlights scanning the vast expanse of the canyon. From above, the search teams looked like tiny specks against the immense landscape, their efforts a testament to human resilience and the will to find one of their own. The helicopters provided a bird's-eye view, covering ground that would take hours to traverse on foot, but every lead led to a dead end. The frustration was palpable, the sense of helplessness growing with each passing hour. The searchers questioned every decision, every route taken, wondering if they had missed something crucial. The weight of responsibility bore down on them, but they refused to give up. No sign of Taylor, no trace of her presence, no indication of what might have happened. The trail had gone cold, leaving everyone involved grasping for answers. The canyon, with its towering walls and hidden depths, seemed to mock their efforts, holding its secrets close. The mystery of her disappearance deepened with each passing hour, leaving investigators baffled, and her loved ones clinging to a hope that seemed to dwindle with the setting sun each night. Theories and speculations abounded, but none provided the clarity or closure that everyone so desperately sought. The days stretched into weeks, and the search efforts continued, undeterred by the lack of progress. Taylor's family and friends remained at the trailhead, their faces etched with worry and exhaustion. They held on to each other, drawing strength from their shared hope and determination. The community's support was unwavering, a beacon of light in the darkest of times. As the sun set each night, casting long shadows over the canyon, the searchers vowed to return the next day, driven by the belief that Taylor was out there, waiting to be found.